The CEO Ronald Hickley, Creating the Difference. I wanted to talk a little bit about moves on the lane. A lot of times people ask questions like, well, if I'm bowling league, and I'm moving on the lane relative to the pattern changing, how is that different for when I'm bowling a tournament? And there's really a lot of philosophies around that, but one that I'd like to give you as a tip is when you're bowling in league, typically the way league patterns are set up, there's more oil on the inside part of the lane compared to the outside part of the lane. So typically when the lanes begin to break down, you can just move inside, catch more oil, and then allows your bowling ball to stay on line and hold the pocket. In a tournament situation where the patterns are flat, that no longer really works, because moving inside as the lanes break down just put your bowling ball in a position to still not necessarily hold the line more. They could actually over push and allow you then to leave a split 2, 4, 8, 10 or something like that. Or when you kind of square up to it, you kind of hit your burned out friction spot a little bit early and allow your ball to go through the face. So one of the big things that I like to tell people is when you're bowling on flatter tournament patterns, you want to do more adjustments physically, whether it's throwing the ball harder, whether it's throwing the ball slower, whether it's increasing your rev rate, decreasing your rev rate, or getting out of that, what I want to say, zone, like making a big move. Typically in league, you can make a very small move, a 2-1, a 3-2, but when you're blowing tournament patterns, typically that requires you to make much bigger moves, 5-3s, just completely out of those zones that you may be in, just to be able to find yourself another spot to be able to get yourself to the pocket. So you got to really think about it differently when you're bowling tournaments. That's why having a good arsenal of the 4 types of ball motion, angular, traction, continuous, and straight, is important. That's why having different surfaces on your bowling ball is important, and it can allow you to stay in the various positions longer. Using products like Wow Factor, TR and HM can also help you change your ball motion while you're bowling in those patterns, as well as league play. But there's the fundamental difference is in league play, you can move side to side, so to speak, to be able to keep your ball in the pocket. And really, when it comes to these tournaments that are flat patterns, you got to adjust what I'm going to say more front to back. Whether, like I said, that's ball speed changes. Sometimes lofting the ball will be a way to do it, to stay in the same part of the lane. And you have to make bigger moves in order to be able to keep yourself lined up to the pocket. And that's really the fundamental difference between bowling on league patterns and bowling on flatter tournament patterns. So with that said, just a little bit of education today. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. CEO Ronald from Creating the Difference. Talk to you soon.